Let's talk about Jurassic World Rebirth. So it looks like the marketing for this movie, the next installment in the Jurassic World franchise, is firing up. The marketing is coming out now and we're getting brand new stills for the movie here, which look pretty cool. So we're going to dive in, check out these kind of new images that we have for the new movie, Jurassic World Rebirth, and we'll have a bit of a read and kind of break down some information regarding the movie as well. So plenty of goodies to get into here, guys. I love this franchise, Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, whichever one you want to call it. This franchise is so damn fun. People being eaten by dinosaurs, the scientific intrigue. I mean, there's so many different angles you could approach these types of movies. It could be sort of you could have like a scientific kind of angle. You can have like a paramilitary angle. You can have a horror angle. There's so many different ways they could go with, with the Jurassic World franchise. And it keeps me on the edge of my toes. What I really want is a really dark, gritty kind of horror take on the Jurassic World franchise. That's something I would love, but I don't think they're going to do that because they're trying to keep it more family friendly, sort of 4-quadrant type of movie, I think, to get more of the box office, which is completely understandable. But anyway, that's enough of me talking. Let's get into these images and then have a read and description about what's going on with the movie as well. So this comes to us from Comic Book Movie. Jurassic World Rebirth, Gareth Edwards teases trilogy plans, new stills show Scarlett Johansson in action. So yeah, having Scarlett Johansson in here as well, Oscar caliber actress, fantastic. It was a great choice to have her cast in this role. But anyway, this comes to us from Nexus Point News over on X. A new look at Gareth Edwards' Jurassic World Rebirth, starring Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, and Mahershala Ali. Two-time Academy Award winner Mahershala Ali, who's supposed to be Blade, although I don't think we're ever going to get that movie, but that's a side note. So Blade is going to be in this movie along with Black Widow, so that's pretty cool. So let's take a look at these images. So the first one here, we have Scarlett Johansson. She's holding this kind of like briefcase. It looks like a almost kind of like a steel case briefcase. There's some maybe there's some sort of important dino samples in here, some sort of DNA samples. There could be a weapon in here. Obviously, it's really hard to tell from looking at this image what's in the case, but obviously it's some sort of significance. It could be the gun that they're using to extract DNA from the dinosaurs in this movie. It could be something like that. But seeing Scarlett Johansson in here in a kind of a sort of combat gear with the chest rigging, the case, yeah, looks pretty cool. We get the classic kind of, the Jurassic World kind of Jeep in the background with the lights on. It looks like we're kind of deep in the rainforest here. So, pretty cool image all in all. Definitely kind of gives you that Jurassic Park vibes, that's for sure. By the way, I use Jurassic World and Jurassic Park interchangeably. So, when I'm going along and talking about this, if I say Jurassic World or Jurassic Park, I'm meaning the same thing, but I just use them interchangeably. So sometimes I may say one, sometimes I may say the other, but I'm meaning the same thing. So yeah, just to let you know. So moving on to the next image, we have Scarlett Johansson and Jonathan Bailey. It looks like they're in some sort of field laboratory out in the field. They're in some sort of, at some sort of workstation here. They've got that briefcase that she just had in her hand, but it's opened. So it looks like it's got some sort of LCD kind of screen on the top front bit. Maybe it needs biometrics to get into it. Again, we don't know what's in here. It could be a weapon. It could be DNA samples. We really don't know until we see the movie. But this briefcase looks to be some sort of significant importance in the movie. But again, being in this kind of dino laboratory, pretty damn cool image. Moving on to the third one. Again, we get Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, and this extra in the background. I'm not sure who this guy is. That's not Mahershala Ali. I'm not sure who that guy is. But anyway, seeing them sort of deep in the jungle here, kind of up to their stomach in water here. It looks like they're tracking some sort of dino, or they're trying to remain covert while they sneak up on something. But yeah, this is kind of what I want to see. I want to see these kind of claustrophobic, creepy scenes going through the rainforest, not knowing where they're going to be attacked, these kind of dinos on the loose. And yeah, this is the kind of stuff I want. I hope they go more into the horror vibe, like they did in the first Jurassic Park movie with the Velociraptors. That kind of really kind of tense horror vibe. That's what I want. But whether they're going to deliver that, I'm not really sure. We'll have to wait and see. So, moving on to the fourth and final image, we have Mahershala Ali here with two extras either side. Again, I'm not sure who these actors are. But it looks like they're looking up into the tree line. They're all kind of laughing and smiling. It looks like they're looking up sort of at the tree line where they've just caught something, maybe in a trap. They've caught something, it's up and it's kind of in a net in the tree line, and they're looking up at it and they're kind of happy, celebrating that they've caught something, or they could potentially be looking at anything, to be honest. But when I look at this image, that's kind of what it makes me think, that they've just captured something and it's kind of hanging from the trees in a net, and they're kind of looking up at it and they're kind of happy and celebrating that they've caught whatever they're out in the field to look for. So that's kind of what I feel about this. It could be something completely different, like I say, but that's kind of what it makes me think of. So that's the 4 images that we have there. Pretty damn cool. It's always great to see more and more images of this movie coming out. Let's go back over to the article. So I've highlighted what's most important in this article. So we have a so Gareth Edwards says this. Gareth Edwards, the director of the movie. I can't speak for Universal, but I did feel like a new trilogy in a way, the filmmaker revealed. I'm not sure what their plans are, but I felt like the beginning of a brand new chapter in this franchise. To me, it's a giant love letter to Steven Spielberg and his earlier films. There are moments in this movie that remind me very much of Jaws. It's like the greatest hits of all of those aspects of his films, and I loved growing up as a child. It's essentially a little adventure odyssey. Across this island, a survival story really, Edwards added. So according to the site, the story picks up 5 years after the events of Dominion. So bear that in mind, guys. That's quite important information. The story starts 5 years after Dominion. And the dinosaurs are now dying out due to the modern world being I can't say that word. Being inhospitable to them, if I can get that right. So the dinosaurs are dying out in the modern world because the modern world is inhospitable to them. I don't know why I'm struggling to say that word. Inhospitable to them. So no dino-ravaged apocalypse, but they have largely fled to the safety of a small region in the tropics around the equator. Human beings, they aren't left alone for long because of pharmaceutical company hopes to use dinosaur DNA to create new life-saving drugs. So it looks like the dinosaurs have navigated their way to the equator, and now they're being hunted down by representatives from the pharmaceutical companies because they've realized that they can make life-saving drugs from the DNA of these dinosaurs. So it's a race against time to find these dinosaurs, extract the DNA, get the life-saving drugs, and yeah, so basically humans are trying to hunt down the last kind of remaining survivors of the dinosaurs. So Zora Burnett, played by Scarlett Johansson, who Edwards calls a spec ops ex-CIA type, is contracted to infiltrate the region and extract the DNA. She'll be joined by captain of the team ship, Duncan Kincaid, played by Mahershala Ali, paleontologist Dr. Henry Loomis, by Jonathan Bailey, and a big pharma representative, Martin Krebs, played by Rupert Friend. Obviously, it all goes wrong and becomes a situation that you enjoy watching as a Jurassic Park fan, Edwards teased. Once you're on that adventure, the film doesn't let go until the end credits. The enjoyment of it is in the moment-to-moment chase, escape, scare, horror, curveballs in the whole plotting of the set pieces, and the dinosaur moments. That sounds fantastic. Moment-to-moment chases, the escape, the scare, the horror, the curveballs in the whole plotting of the set pieces, and the dinosaur moments. That sounds fantastic. And bear in mind, Gareth Edwards, the director on this movie, he comes from a visual effects background, and he knows how to do visual effects. He worked on Rogue One. He was the director on Rogue One. Potentially, like, a lot of people say that Rogue One is the best Star Wars movie since the original trilogy. I'm not sure if it stands up to that. I probably agree with that. And Gareth Edwards was the one who directed Rogue One, and he did a fantastic job, and he is top-notch when it comes to his CGI. So I'm expecting the dinosaurs in this movie to look fantastic, because Gareth Edwards, a VFX background, he knows exactly what to do with VFX. So I think this movie is going to look incredible from a CGI perspective. But guys, that's kind of where we are. So that's the brand new pictures there of Jurassic World Rebirth, of Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, and Mahershala Ali. I think it looks great. I can't wait to see a first trailer, a first teaser. I'm really excited to get back into this universe of dinosaurs and scientific endeavor. I think it's going to be so fun. These movies make massive amounts of money at the box office, and this movie is probably going to be no different. It's going to be a billion-dollar film, I can guarantee that. Pretty much every film. I think the last 3 movies in the Jurassic World franchise all made over $1 billion. So it tells you that this is an absolute juggernaut of a franchise. But guys, jump into the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. Do you think these images look good? Do you think they look bad? Do you think they look kind of mid? Are you excited and looking forward to Jurassic World Rebirth? Or are you going to give it a skip? Whatever your thoughts are, guys, jump down into the comment section and let me know. As always, guys, make sure you hit that like and become a subscriber of the channel if you haven't already. It goes a long way to supporting the content, so I'd really appreciate that. And as always, I will see you in the next video.